All right, so hi guys. I know it's been a while, and I know I've been saying I'll film more regularly, but depression and anxiety are quite a funny thing. With everything going on, it's been really a challenge to keep a positive attitude. And I just wanted to share some tips with you guys on how I keep my sanity. The first thing I do is I don't take most of the major news seriously from just one source. If I fear that something is happening because one reporter says it, I look at other reporters to see if they're all saying the same thing. Because we all know by now that media lies. And so don't just take one news source as the final authority. Check every news source, but don't count CNN or ABC because they've been found guilty of faking news. The second thing is I listen to uplifting and happy music whenever I can. My favorite things to listen to lately are the Concerning Hobbits song from the Lord of the Rings movies. I also really enjoy listening to the Harry Potter soundtrack because the music is beautiful. So I just listen to happier music. Secondly, I focus on the things that are good. I look for happy news articles. I look at cute and uplifting happy things, you know? And thirdly, I stay grounded in prayer. I'm an evangelical Christian. I got saved when I was 5 years old. And honestly, in my 29 years of living, this last year has been the best as far as my relationship with God goes. I'm not gonna lie, it has been difficult because of all the awful things going on. It's hard to understand why they happen, but I always try to put my faith in knowing that God will get me through all of this. And so those are some of the main ways I stay sane. Another one is I keep focused on my hobbies. Right now, my major hobby is dealing with jumping spiders. You guys that saw my videos and pictures of Muffin know that I grew very attached to her. But I sadly have to report that she pulled a Charlotte's Web on me. She laid about 80 eggs, I think, and then she passed away before she got to see them hatch. So I was pretty heartbroken about that. It happened a few weeks ago. And now I've got over 70 baby jumping spiders that I'm having to look after and keep well fed. It's a little chaotic, but it definitely keeps my mind busy on things that are happy. And I'm happy to say that I'm not on any antidepressant medication. I'm just taking L-theanine, which is a green tea extract that helps with mood stability. I also take St. John's wort, and I take medical cannabis because it helps with my horrible arthritis pain that I'm getting in my right hip, and it also helps with my migraines. And as a bonus, it gives me back the appetite that all the stress has caused me to lose. So I'm able to be relatively physically healthy, even though inside my mind is quite a cluster. There's just so much going on. Good news is that my husband Matt found a job. Our best friend Frank got him hired on to a major hotel chain job where he is working the desk. And unfortunately, he has the graveyard shift, so he goes in at 11 at night and comes home by 8 in the morning. So he's sleeping hard right now. And I've only been up for almost 2 hours now, and I still feel pretty tired. But now he has a reliable job, and we're looking for houses to rent, so we're really excited about that. And his mom was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer, but the surgery to remove it was very successful. And they're just going to put her on medications and do regular checkups. So that's a big answer to prayer. And she's feeling a lot better now, but she has to wait another month to return to work. And she's feeling pretty stir crazy and ready to go back anytime. I'm sure some of you can relate to that. And for me, I'm really honestly happy with the jumping spider babies. I know some of you think jumping spiders are cute, and I know some of you think all spiders are nasty or scary or whatever. But honestly, it's like handling a tiny eight-legged cat, the way they behave. They're just super intelligent, very interactive. And every morning when I sit by their cage to have my coffee, they're looking at me and watching me. So it feels like I have dozens of teeny tiny little friends. And Sadie has been a huge comfort too. I think she can tell that I've been struggling mentally, so she's been extra cuddly. So I feel confident that even though things may not be the best right now, they will get better. And nothing is really permanent in this life. Whether it's suffering or excess of enjoyment, nothing is permanent. So you gotta live in each moment as it happens. Now that I've kind of updated you on all that's going on, how are you guys doing? I would love to hear from you, because otherwise I'm just a crazy lady sitting in her backyard talking to her phone. So if I could have some replies, that would be nice. Well, one good thing is the weather is not too bad at the moment. As you can see, I've got a nice blue and cloudy sky above me, and there's a nice breeze. It's actually pretty relaxing out here. And what else? That's not much. Oh wait, I just saw the chat. Hello, IKD. IKD. I'm glad that you're doing great. In case I don't seem like myself, I have recently medicated with the medical cannabis, so I am a little medicated, but I'm able to have a conversation and enjoy not feeling like my hip is being torn up. I see that it's just you and me, IKD. Anything you'd like to talk about? Yeah, life indeed is tough. And another phrase that always helps me feel better is it could always suck more. Which is very true. Think of any terrible situation that you're going through, and you may think it couldn't possibly be worse. But it could always be worse. So I found great comfort in that phrase. With the COVID and the riots and the just senseless violence going on in this world, it's really hard to think it couldn't be worse. But I take great comfort in knowing that God is up there. He is aware of what's going on, and things will work out for the best. It may not be the best that we pictured, but it will be better than what we would wish for. Because ultimately, the heart is very deceitful. And the Bible teaches us not to trust in our heart, but to trust in Him and to trust in common sense and logic. If you think someone is a risky choice, but your heart is saying yes, but your head is saying no, say no. Because it's better to miss out on an opportunity than it is to go through one that could damage you. That's just my thought at the moment. It's been a while since I've hung out with other people that are not family. So, as soon as the restaurants fully open up and the theaters open up and the mall opens up, that will be a lot more fun. IK Day, God will help us all. I don't think He gives us tough times to show us we can get through it. I think He gives us tough times to show us that He can get us through it. I've honestly been really working hard on being content with what I have instead of being sad about what I don't have. I would love it if my scoliosis could get healed, and I would love it if my right hip would stop hurting all the time. And I would also love it if I didn't have to deal with such bad anxiety attacks. But without those things, I wouldn't be who I am. So I find comfort in that too. Because He talks about the refiner's fire. Gold doesn't get purified and made at its absolute most beautiful unless it goes through harsh flame. But He's very watchful over us, and He doesn't allow us to hit our breaking point. Instead, He allows us to reach a point where we are humbled enough to say, God, I can't get through this. I need You to help me. Show me what I need to do. I want to do better. And He will help you. You just have to listen, and you have to believe. And you have to stay grounded in the Word too. I read our daily bread, and I've been reading through Psalms because it's very comforting during these very scary times. And it's just my friendly suggestion to you watching now, and those of you who are watching this after the chat has ended. Just be open to what God has to show you. If you don't want to hear from Him, you won't. And it's just as simple as that. And if more people would turn to Him instead of violence and other harmful behaviors, this would be a better place. And we wouldn't see all the awful violence and just shameless criminality going on. We wouldn't see that. But society has drifted far from God, and in doing so, they've drifted from His blessing, and they've drifted from His protection. And it is my honest prayer that if you're watching this and you haven't turned to God yet, that you would just turn to your Bibles. And if you don't have a Bible, there's plenty that you can download online. And You just have to pray the simple prayer of, God, I know I'm a sinner. I know that I've broken your laws. And I need forgiveness. And I need your healing because I am broken without you. Jesus, come into my heart and be Lord of my life. That's all you have to do. But you have to do it with sincerity. You have to really mean it. I'm getting emotional because I'm just broken over this world. It has turned so ugly. I'm sorry to be crying, but I can't read about the evil going on without being broken. All the innocent lives being lost and damaged and treated as trash. And we let them get away with it. And by them, I mean the government. I mean Hollywood. I mean every major organization that thinks it's great to have sex with children. People are more upset about a stupid syrup bottle than they are about children being raped and treated as toys to sick, evil adults. Jeffrey Epstein, the Clintons, all of them. And we let them get away with it. We as a people have become too comfortable sitting on our couches and sitting by the TV, watching all this evil unfold, and we do nothing. We do nothing. But we bitch and moan about a stupid syrup logo being racist and a stupid cartoon character that has a gun. Those things you get emotional about? Children's lives matter. And I would happily end any adult caught touching a child. For me, they are cockroaches, and we should be stomping them out. Every pedophile, every rapist, we should eliminate them, not set them aside from other people and then feed them and clothe them and protect them and give them health care. That's why there's so much evil. We allow it. We don't stand up. We're not ready to fight it. And with the horrible anti-Semitic attitudes going on, it's reminding me of what I've read in history books about the Holocaust and what led to it. This world is broken, and it needs a savior. And I just pray that you would seek him if you have not already. Hi, Katie. I'm glad that you know how I feel. I'm just sickened when I hear of these celebrities acting like they understand or they're in the same boat we are. We're in the same ocean, but we're not in the same boat. We common folk are in a tiny little dinghy while they're in luxury yachts. and they donate to pay out the bail for rioters that damaged innocent businesses and killed innocent people. That retired cop, he didn't deserve to be killed simply for protecting a business from being damaged and looted. If I were God, I would just crush every evil person out there in a second. But God is merciful, and He gives everyone a chance. It doesn't matter what you've done, and it doesn't matter what you do. You can still be saved, and you can still be turned around. It's not too late to reach out and take His hand that He offers to you freely. With His wisdom and His guidance, I have become a person that I can be proud of. There are still some things I'm working on, but I am not giving up. I'm sorry, guys. I am emotional, but it's because there's so much to be emotional about. When I was a child, I was touched inappropriately by a neighbor who was 12 or 13 years older than me. I will never forget that. That feeling of confusion and that something was wrong, and I had to get away from that. I was still in diapers when that happened, and I remember. After the neighbor touched me, I ran into the house. Mom asked if everything was fine, and I said, "Yeah, it's fine. I just want to be in now." And I ran to my room. And I was afraid that if my mom knew, that she'd be mad at me. I thought she would blame me. And I was just a little kid. And it broke her heart when I told her 13 years later that had happened. Because that entire time, I thought if I told her, she would blame me for allowing it. She cried with me. And she told me she would never, ever blame me. Because I was a child. And I was not in control of the situation. And I did not know better. I'm 29 years old. And this happened when I was still in diapers. And look how upset I am. Imagine how those poor little children feel when strange and disgusting adults touch them. They don't have anyone to tell them that they'll be okay. They don't have anyone to run to. 'Cause all they know now is that adults hurt them. And it breaks my heart. It just absolutely breaks my heart. But people would rather get upset over stupid food logos and stupid sports team names. And it sickens me to my core. It makes me just want to Just leave this earth. That's how broken I am over all this. And if this world felt a fraction of what I'm feeling, it would be over. Evil would be stopped. If I had one wish, it would be to free and rescue every victim from their oppressors. That would be my wish. All these celebrities act like living in America while black is so hard. If you really cared about who had it the worst, you would care more about the children. Children don't understand why they're being treated that way. Children can't fight back. Children are not capable of leaving bad situations on their own. Children can't defend themselves. And in Africa, there is still slavery. There is still slavery going on in Africa right now. But these discontented people living in this country where you're free to do what you please, if you really cared, you would fight for them. This world has lost its perspective and it just sickens me. And I'm sorry if me crying on camera makes you uncomfortable, but I'd rather you be uncomfortable about why I'm uncomfortable. Care about the children. Care about the slaves in Africa that are actually suffering. I just can't stand the attitude that living here is the worst thing. It could always be worse. You could always have it worse. And all these people hating cops, that breaks my heart too. Because they signed up to help, to protect, and to serve. They were there during 9/11 saving you. They were there when all the wildfires were happening, helping to prevent people from getting burned, helping the firemen. The men and women in uniform put their lives on the line for you, and you spit at them. It makes me sick. History is being forgotten. And in being forgotten, we are damned to relive it. So if any of you watching have children or no children, make sure that they know how to speak up if something's wrong. Make sure that they know the signs of dangerous adult behavior so they won't be victimized. Teach your children it's okay to avoid relatives and other grown-ups that make them feel uncomfortable. And pay attention when they say they're uncomfortable. And teach your kids real history. Don't let the public education system fool them into thinking history isn't how it really happened. We are forgetting history and we are living it now. Because the older generations haven't taught their children. And then they had children and didn't teach them either. I just am ready to be raptured. This world is just so depressing. And if you're feeling the same way I am, I hope you take comfort in knowing that you're not alone. You're not the only one thinking about these things. You're not the only one that is troubled by it. Another thing I'm going to urge you guys to do is do your research on the political candidates in your area. Learn about what they stand for and what they support and what they're against before you vote for them. The only way we're going to change this without a radical revolution is if we all show up at the polls. Be an informed voter. Don't just go with the candidate that you like better. Go with the one that shares your values. Make sure that they're on the right side of each topic. Because if you keep sitting on the couch and not voting, or if you just cast a vote for whoever bribed you or whoever had the better commercial, you're not an informed voter and you're only adding to the problem. Another thing we need to do is not mail in the ballots. There's been countless articles about the votes being rigged because ballot boxes were sent to different addresses. So the only way we're going to make a change peacefully is to vote while being informed and go to the polls. Don't mail it in, because it's real easy for them to take your mailed in vote and send it off somewhere else where it won't see the light of day. Alright, I think I'm done being emotional. I just want you to care. Those of you watching. And I hope that this spurs you on to action. Not violent action, but just be an informed voter. And if you're one to donate, research who you're donating to. Find out who they're partnered with. Find out who they donate to. Because the Girl Scouts funds Planned Parenthood. They're associated with Planned Parenthood. And Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was a racist who believed in ethnic cleansing through abortion. She called black people human weeds. So if you support Planned Parenthood, you support a foundation formed by an actual racist who had Hitler's goals in mind, just not all at once. And it really disturbs me that so many people don't even look at the news. I get that it's frustrating and stressful, but you have to be aware of what's going on. Take it in small doses if you have to, but you gotta be informed of what's happening, because history is unfolding right now, and you just never know what tomorrow will bring. I see that there are 2 of you watching right now. So whoever you are, second person, if you would like to chat, that's why I'm here. Pardon me while I blow my nose. I feel a lot calmer now that I got those tears out, but I just heard a dove flying. Anyways, um, what else? I'm trying to think of what else is going on with my family that's new. Um, wow. Oh, yeah, I remember now. My grandparents in Wisconsin are doing a lot better. Those of you who have been watching me for a while know that my dad's parents are both in the end stages of dementia. We had a Father's Day video chat with them, and they didn't seem to recognize me. So that was pretty hurtful. But they're in a really good facility, and my aunt, who lives in Wisconsin, is able to regularly check on them and make sure that they're okay. And they're happy. They've got a nice social group going on. So they're doing good, but their memory is definitely going. So I'm unsure about how much time they have left. But my brother is doing well. He got married a couple months ago, and they're just very happy. And it feels great to have a sister in law now. And my dad is doing all right. He's just sad to see that his parents' memory is failing. And my mom needs some prayer, if you guys are willing. She's got some real trouble breathing right now. It's not congestion, but she just is very short of breath. And she's going to have an appointment soon with the pulmonologist. And she could just use prayer that the doctor will know what they're doing and that they'll find out why she's having trouble breathing and that they would know how to correct that for her. She's been feeling really lightheaded and dizzy a lot, and it's been really frustrating to her because she's not used to having days like that as much as I'm used to having days like that. So, prayers that that would get better are greatly appreciated. Thank you, Emmanuel Gavia. I appreciate that. And what else? Um, I've been looking at the plants in the backyard, and I've been noticing a lot of really pretty blooms. I don't know if you can see those purple ones up there or over there, but I really love this backyard right now. It's very shaded, and it's just very peaceful out here. Lately, my favorite thing to do is just sit out here, take my medicine, and just watch the birds that are up in the trees. Makes it really fun. Okay, I see there's 4 of you watching now. I'm hoping that you guys will chat with me because I've been just sitting out here listening to music, and I figured it would be fun to chat with some people. Are there any questions that any of you guys have for me that I can answer? Wow, I can't believe I've been streaming for almost 40 minutes now. Hi, K-Day. The weather here, it feels pretty cool. Um, I think it's gonna reach 100 though, and it's barely 10:57 a.m. here. Emmanuel, my favorite hobbies, that's caring for my pet spiders and sitting out here and smoking my medicine while watching the birds. It's a pretty peaceful way to relax. And I'll usually listen to the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit soundtrack. Oh wow, IK Day. 12 hours time difference. That's pretty cool. Where are you located? That's 12 hours away. Oh, you're in Asia. That's cool. I'm in California in the geological center called the Central Valley. It's not that great. The air is always bad unless it's been a recent heavy rain. Then it's wonderful. Although having fewer cars on the road has helped a little. And there's a lot of homeless people here. So gotta lock up at night. So it's pretty unexciting. The one nice thing about it though is it's like a 10 or 15-minute drive to whatever major store you want to go to. And the housing isn't bad, but rent is very pricey here. They insist that you make at least 3 times your rent to even rent out here. And some of the rentals are 2,400 if you want a nice home to rent. So it gets pretty crazy. That's dollars, $2,400. But if I had to pick a favorite place in California, it would be the beach. I just love the smell of the salt air. I love hearing the ocean waves. And I love watching the seabirds. I'm the kind of person that brings bird seed to the beach to feed the seagulls. Acid O Gamer, Despacito. I like the song, if that's what you're talking about. IK Day, right? It's pretty crazy. There's only one race, the human race. And the different levels of melanin in your skin that determine skin color are just based on where your ancestors were geographically from. And so when people act racist, it's really stupid and ugly. What's the weather like where you guys are? Are you kidding me? I think a bird just pooped on my arm. Can't believe that. Now I gotta get the sanitizer. Ugh. Yuck. Oh, night. So it's cold, yeah. That makes sense. Where's that sanitizer? Oh, I moved it. So where in Asia are you? I did a really cool ancestry DNA test and I found out that a part of me is Northern Asian. So I thought that was pretty cool. Or North African and a little bit of Western Asian. You're in Pakistan. That's cool. Thank you, Emmanuel. I actually cut my hair by myself. And this is all natural undyed hair. So in the wintertime it looks more of a brown, but I don't know if you can see it well, but the part that I almost like to brag about is that I was able to cut my hair by myself after taking my medicine. Because it took away the pain in my back and my hips, so I was able to stand steady and focus on cutting my hair. So it's pretty fun. I like that it's a lot easier to wash now. It doesn't take me nearly as long. Um, Emmanuel, I do like to have my hair on the shorter side as far as upkeep. It's really easy to care for, but I love how I look with it longer. In my earlier videos, I had hair that was a lot longer, and I'm looking to grow it out to that length again with all natural, undyed hair, so undamaged. I did have my hair down to here recently, and I did a big chop because the bottom half was all dead bleached ends. And I'd rather have a really short haircut for a while that's all healthy and without tangles than have hair that is longer but damaged and more easy to tangle. So now I'm going to see how long it'll take for it to reach my shoulders. Yeah, IKD and Emmanuel. I did love my hair looking like Harley, and I miss the color too. But once my hair gets longer, I'm going to add in a few streaks of blue and pink and maybe some purple. But I just want to see what my natural hair color is because it's been years since I've had it all natural. Because I've always bleached it or dyed it to be lighter blonde. Because I was always a lighter blonde, but then in high school it started to darken and I didn't want that yet. I would rather keep my hair blonde than have brunette hair. But over the years, I've realized if I keep dyeing my hair to try to match it, it will never match it, and I will have to always keep dyeing it. So I had someone bleach out my hair, and then when it grew out to this length, I cut where it was bleached off, so that made cutting my hair even easier. But thank you guys. I really appreciate the compliments. When I first showed Matt my new haircut after I did it myself a few weeks ago, he called me Ripley as an Aliens movie reference. And he also called me, what's that girl's name in the Breakfast Club? I'm having a total brain fart right now. Molly Ringwald. Yeah, he called me Molly Ringwald, and I thought that was funny too. But speaking of Harley Quinn, I absolutely loved Birds of Prey. And if you guys haven't seen it yet, you should watch it. It's a lot funnier than I expected. And I honestly enjoyed Suicide Squad, despite what the critics say. I thought it was fun to watch. And I do like that um, the new one, Birds of Prey, focused on her story a little more. There are several movies I would recommend. Wag the Dog. It's not recent. It was made in the 90s, I think. But you should watch it. It's about how the government and the media conspire to make us think whatever they want us to think. And the story of that is based on a president who has a sex scandal, so he needs the media to distract from that for his reelection campaign. And they do it by starting a fake war against a country, and I forget what else happened in it, but you should watch it. It's really eye-opening, and it gets you thinking about current times. A new movie that I would like to recommend is oh, crap. Besides Birds of Prey, I haven't really seen any new ones. Um, Trying to think. Black Butterfly is really good. Let me see if that is the title of it. Um, okay, I can't look it up right now. But oh, movies and TV series, yeah. I'm on Netflix and Hulu constantly. Matt got me to watch Archer. I'm almost done with it. I loved watching Rick and Morty. And what else? Futurama was fun. I watched everything on it. I also really liked Malcolm in the Middle. That was a good show. Another show that I recommend is Eureka. It's got Colin Ferguson in it. I think that's his last name. And it's about this small town that's hidden by the government and they're super geniuses. It's really fun. And I enjoyed it. If you enjoy action adventures that have a bit of paranormal, it's really fun. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Are you watching the anime or the movie? Because I heard the movie sucks and I haven't seen either. That also reminds me, Matt got me to watch One Punch Man. It is so much funnier than I thought it would be. I was laughing every other minute. Especially the episode where Saitama deals with the mosquito. It's all too relatable. Oh, the cartoon. Yeah, I think I'll give that one a try once I finish Archer. I'm on season 9. I forget what episode, but I'm almost done with it. And I gotta wait till Matt is up for us to finish it. Um, well, there's a hummingbird up in the tree harassing a bigger bird, a little finch. That's pretty funny. I would try to show you guys, but it would be way too hard to focus the camera on it. The Punisher? Oh, that would be good. I'm also almost done with The Walking Dead. I've taken a brief break from it just because I don't want to see all that much violence in that way because it reminds me too much of what's happening. But another show that I recommend is Warehouse 13. It's about these secret agents that find supernaturally powered artifacts from actual historical events that have powers. And they've got to get all the artifacts before the bad guys do, and then use those artifacts to steal and hurt people. And basically control the world. Ah! Big horsefly was trying to get me. But Emmanuel, if you haven't seen anime, you should watch One Punch Man. It's really hilarious. Sadly, there's only 2 seasons, but I think they're working on a third one. It's really hilarious. I've also gotten a little bit into Sword Art Online. Oh, Friends, yes. I've been wanting to rewatch it again. It's such a good show, honestly. The Office is hilarious too, but a lot of these PC pansies would be offended by it, but it's hilarious. And Parks and Rec is also hilarious. It's a lot like The Office, but it deals with a government job and not just a small business office job. Um, I got a lot of notifications on my screen. Alright. I see there are 5 of you here now. I would be happy to answer any questions you guys have or discuss any topics you want to talk about. I'm just sitting out here enjoying the weather right now because it feels like it's about 70 and there's a slight breeze, so it's really calming out here. Okay, now there are 4 of you again. Any of you guys want to ask any other questions or talk about anything else? A tiny finch just landed on the bird feeder just out of view of the screen and it was looking at me. And then it flew up higher in the tree when it saw me looking at it. Thank you, IKD. I've just really been trying to change myself as a person. Honestly, this may sound silly, but the live action remake of Cinderella really had an impact on me. And it made me really want to be more like her. You know, kind but full of courage. So, trying to adopt that mindset has really helped me be happy with who I am. And overcoming my fear of spiders has really helped too. Hello! I don't know how to pronounce your name, but I'm just sitting in the backyard, bored, wanting to chat with you guys about whatever you want to talk about. I see there are 6 of you. Fiction provides us the real ways of living our life. Yeah. I've also been really into Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. You know, just trying to enjoy life like the hobbits do. You know, they keep it simple and they're happy. And I'm just trying to be more like that. Hello, glowing the Hobbit. It is amazing. If I had to pick one writer's saga to watch over and over again, it would be a tough choice between Tolkien's work, The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and all the Star Wars movies, and all the Harry Potter movies. It would be a tough choice. A new Lord of the Rings movie? That would be cool if they made another one. I would like to see what the hobbits do after Sam and Frodo had to say goodbye. Like, I want to know what adventures the kids went on. Or maybe what Sam, Pippin, and Merry did after Frodo left. Like, did they go on adventures or did they all just settle down and stay at home? These are things I think about. I hear a dove cooing. And I hear bees behind me. Do I play video games? Yeah, I had a PS4 and I loved playing Until Dawn, and I really enjoyed the Walking Dead Telltale games. But our PS4 died a couple months back. Matt ended up finding someone who would buy it with the error code and everything. So we got our money back from it. But with everything going on, and Matt only just recently getting a great job, it's meant we've had to go without video games. But he did find his PS2 recently, and he was able to get his Grand Theft Auto game working, so he's happy about that. Oh, philosophy. You gain experience from the bad experience. That's very true. But I've just tried to become a more positive person despite everything going on. And it's just hard. Yes, I am streaming on my phone. I'm too tired to carry a laptop out here. Oh, for nostalgia reason, that would be fun. Yeah, Matt loves playing his Grand Theft Auto, and I forget what other games he has. He's more of a gamer than I am, but I do enjoy playing a game with a good storyline. I see there's 7 of you here now. I would love it if you guys would talk to me in the comments because, like I've said, I'm just sitting outside trying to have people to talk to while my husband is sleeping because he works a late night shift. And I just would love some company right now. Where am I from? I'm from Central California. It's not that great. People paint California as this beautiful land with beautiful cities full of mountains or beaches. And it's really not that amazing. The political leaders or representatives or whoever that's in charge has turned my city into a real bummer. Thank you, Harshit. I hope that's how you pronounce it. My definition of a true friend. That would be someone that stands by you when you're going through good times and when you're going through bad times, and who holds you close during their good times and their bad times. You need someone that's reliable and who understands you. And you gotta find people that are not gonna have it be a one-sided thing. I readily admit I'm not the best at reaching out first to people, but I'm always here to respond if someone reaches out to me. JJ, okay. That'll be easier. Did I hear the FDA banned some hand sanitizers? No, I did not hear that, but that is concerning. Oh, I see a tiny little bird, and it is looking at me. But I do not think I could get it on camera at the moment. I've always been a bird watcher. Oh, how sweet. It's right in front of me, you guys. Oh, where'd you go? I'm gonna rotate this around. Where are you, little dude? Where is that branch? Oh, there you are. Oh, there it is. This is one of the reasons why I enjoy just sitting out here. I am 29 years old, believe it or not. And I will be 30 January, so that feels really weird. Oh. I don't have a letterboxed social media account, but I do have an Instagram and I do have a Facebook page. A tour around my place. Um, I would, but my legs are sore right now, so it's hard to walk, but I'll show you my backyard. That's the wood pile behind me. We use it to fill our fire pit. That is the almond tree where we get free almonds. Scrap wood that my dad has for projects. And as you can see, our backyard is kind of like Sanford and Son. But there's the fire pit. And over here are my plants and a bird bath. So this is my happy place, basically. Manuel, how young would you guess I am just by looking at my face? I always find it amusing when people say something like 17 or 18. Like, um, 2 years ago, or no, a year ago, we were in Vegas, and the first liquor store that we went into was run and operated by just one guy. And he said that before I showed him my ID, he almost didn't let me enter in the store because I didn't look old enough. And that made me laugh. Oh, 26 or 22, 20. Yeah, the age range that people think I am, it varies. I've even had some people in the grocery store tell me that I should be a narc at the high school, which would be pretty fun. But I'd probably be too nervous of getting jumped if I was found. High school kids nowadays are brutal. What else? Not much else going on. I hear a loud jet overhead. Would you guys like it if I showed you my baby spiders? If enough of you say yes, I will get up and move to the kitchen and sit in the kitchen chair where I keep my spiders. What do I do? I've been trying to get disability because I have worsening scoliosis. My back is very crooked and it is very painful. But they keep saying that they think I could still work. But I get terrible pain in my lower back, my hips, and my knees, and my feet if I have to stand in place or walk any length of time over an hour. I start getting really tired and sore, and employers don't like that. I am more of an introvert, but online, I'm an extrovert. I just have poor health a lot lately because of chronic medical issues, not poor diet or anything. So it's hard for me to have the energy to be physically social with other people. And sometimes it's hard for me to get the energy to want to go to another place. The next movie on my radar, I've never seen Pulp Fiction, so I might give that a try. Oh, you're a law student, JJ. Congratulations. That's really awesome. And if you guys want to see the spooters, I can show you in a minute, but I gotta take a little dose of medicine after I'm done showing you the spiders, because I'm starting to feel some of that pain again. Oof. Better grab my water too, because I don't want bugs in my water. Alright, we're moving. Alright. I keep my spiders over here. Now let me rotate it around so I can show you guys. Alright, situated. Alright, so this container has dozens of baby regal jumping spiders. They were given to me by my pet spider Muffin, who is a beautiful regal jumper. And she surprised me with the babies because she must have mated before I got her. And these are her babies. Sadly, she didn't make it, but it'll be fun to see her babies grow up and to see how many look just like her. And these are the containers that I've made ahead of time to separate them when they're ready. And obviously I got more to make. And this is my Colonus Hesperus Rosie. She is a very sweet jumping spider who is much prettier than this camera is able to show. Aw, thank you, JJ. That's very sweet. And yes, Emmanuel, getting older is tougher. I'm not even quite 30 yet, but sometimes my back and hip make me feel like I'm 60, at least. But there's Rosie. She's pretty sociable, but sometimes she just likes to crawl around. And if you look over here, this is my Metacerba taniola, who I named Norbert. Norbert is very cute. I'm not sure if it's male or female, because honestly, online resources are not very helpful in telling me how to distinguish the sexes of these little guys, but I like to think of him as a little old man with those gray pedipalps. Looks like whiskers to me. If I could just accurately show them your little face, that would be great. Oh, hello. Man, the glare on this is bad. Where did you go? Oh, you were hiding. Can you see his palps? I know he's looking at what's going on. Oh, that is the best shot I've gotten of him so far. Hi, Norbert. I see you. I don't know why my camera won't focus on him. But I found this little guy on that wall by the banana hook. And I found little Rosie by the roses out front. And no, they do not bite. The only time that spiders will bite you is if they feel that you are trying to kill them or that you are trying to hurt their babies. That's the only time that they bite. So it's pretty fun. And I found this teensy baby Where is it? That's the baby's food. Not the baby. Where is it? You hiding? Oh, there you are. Can't even get that to focus. There she is. I found this teeny tiny one on my bathroom sink after I was outside for a while, so I'm thinking this one might have hitched a ride on my clothes. And I know it's a jumping spider baby, but I do not know the subtype. So I'm looking forward to seeing what this little one will grow into. It's really hard to focus because they're so small. Oh, there it is. Be great if I could get video of it hunting. Can we now get to the laptop? No, it's in the room with my husband where he is currently sleeping. And I'm trying not to wake him. I need to get more water really quick. And I'm gonna go back outside because it's prettier out there. But, you could always send me a link to that video you want to show me in a message. I know there'd be a way to message me on YouTube if you want me to see it. Sadie! Come on! Let's go outside. Let me show you my puppy. Sadie! I love you. Are you my good girl? Are you my good girl? Come on. Go to your spot. Oh, there's good girl. That's my puppy. This is Sadie. She is 4. She weighs 80 pounds. She has white fur at the very tip of her tail. And she's got spotted feet and such big puppy eyes. And she often sits on the little carpet square with me because she knows we like it when she keeps her butt clean and not covered in dirt. And this one is a very quick learner. Oh, baby. Are you my good girl? Are you my good girl? Oh, so pretty. Yeah. This one was a rescue. I don't know if you guys in the chat know her story, but years ago, one of my friends named Jim, he found out that there was a drug house full of dogs that were being neglected. It was a mother dog with a bunch of puppies. This one was one of the puppies. The people that owned them never fed them, never groomed them. They basically had to live off of the food that their mother hunted. And their mother would hunt livestock to feed the babies, like chickens and small things. So he rescued them all, found homes for them all except this one. For some reason, no one took her, and I just have to think that it's because God knew I would need her and that this family would need her. And we found out that she is part German Shorthair Pointer, Australian Shepherd, Australian Kelpie, and Australian Cattle Dog. So a lot of high energy, high intelligence breeding. And yet she doesn't destroy the house when she's bored. She's so good, she just takes all of her unused energy out on her toys. And so she's amazing. I can't think of anything of mine that she's damaged. So she's a very good girl. What do the rest of you want to talk about? Do I have a job? No. I'm unable to work because I've got really bad scoliosis in my lower back, and I'm starting to get arthritis in my right hip. So sitting in one place is not very good for me. I gotta constantly shift how I'm sitting, and I can't do any job that requires a lot of hours put in because there are many days when I don't have the energy to do much. And there are days that I have crippling migraines. And I don't think any job would want someone who has to be medicated on medical cannabis every 3 hours. Otherwise, the pain gets to be really bad. Glowing, yeah, I do think it is weakening, but I think the media is just hyping it up because they tend to play up every tragedy to fit their agenda. I do not practice yoga, but I have started to do stretching routine, and it helps, but with this kind of back pain, I need the medical cannabis because the other pain meds that they've prescribed to me made me sicker, or they just made me feel very anxious. Hello, Greek spirit. How are you doing? And Emmanuel, thank you. My goal is not to make people feel bad for me, but to just understand and to also feel comfort in knowing they're not the only ones dealing with a lot of difficulty in life. Um, if I can use my pain to benefit others, then the pain is worth it. And that's the way I try to handle it, and it definitely makes it easier. But can't think of a whole lot else. Sadie! Okay, she just went inside. I can't really think of a whole lot else right now. Is there any other subjects you guys want to talk about? Oh, that teeny little bird just landed on the bird feeder that I showed you guys. And it's looking at me. Oh. Now the little bird is sitting on the fence right next to me. Can you guys see it in the upper corner? Hello, Mr. Troll. Sad H Guru. I'll look it up when I'm done live streaming. The little bird is still sitting on the fence, just watching. Oh, now it's at the feeder. It's a cute little one. Do you guys want me to try and show you the bird too? Oh, it's looking at me. JJ, you should look up Dr. Charles Stanley from In Touch Ministries. He is really good. He's a preacher in Atlanta, and he preaches from the Bible directly. And his lessons are always really, really beneficial. So I recommend you check him out. And if you want, I can type it up. Is there a way I can? Well, it was very nice chatting with you too, IKD. I hope you have a good night. I see there are still several of you. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Otherwise, I might just get off the phone and just quietly enjoy outside. Hi. Is that good bird seed? What? It's pretty funny when a tiny little bird is chewing seed with a look of wariness in its eyes. My thoughts on harder pain medications. Okay, that's an interesting topic. When it comes to big pharma methods, I don't really like it because those are proven to be addicting and the side effects can be pretty bad. I always have a bad reaction to prescribed painkillers. They don't really help with my pain, and they tend to just make my stomach feel all queasy. And if I take codeine or Oxycontin, I get really agitated. And so I rely on cannabis for the management of the pain. And it really helps a lot. And because I've been keeping my doses small, my tolerance is low, so I'm very able to accurately dose myself for how much pain I need relieved. So that makes it easier. And I find that other pain meds can make my mood negative, but when I take cannabis, it just calms me. It helps me relax, take a second, stop worrying about everything, and just enjoy the moment. And it also restores my low appetite. For reasons I don't know, I have a chronically low appetite, and I've tried prescription appetite stimulants, and those work, but they're expensive. And I'd rather not take multiple things for multiple issues when I can just take one thing that deals with several issues at the same time. But whenever I have to be out and about and aware of my surroundings, I'm always very cautious to only rely on CBD oil or the CBD hard suckers because it's not good if you're too high and you're out and about having to do things, especially today with all the craziness. So I just manage my pain as I need to. There are some days where it's amazing and I barely need to medicate, but then there are days where I have to medicate every 3 hours. Otherwise, the pain comes back in full force and it's awful. And I just think if everyone would smoke a little and just calm down, things would get better. But instead, you got people addicted to alcohol, which makes you violent. Whereas with cannabis, you just want to eat all the good food and laugh at everything. At least that's how it affects me. So, I hope that answer was what you were hoping to get from me. Um, I will look up Sadhguru. I will do that. Sticky Kush illegal in New York. Oh, that's a bummer. In Nevada, it's wonderful because you only have to show your ID, whereas in California, you have to have a medical card to get it legally. And I just miss the convenience of Vegas because when I was in Vegas, it was nice. But in California, you have to have a video appointment with a doctor, pay $40, and then you get your card saying that you require cannabis to treat these chronic conditions, and then you list whatever conditions you're treating. And then you can't get in trouble for having it. JJ, yeah, I see a lot of fights break out in bars, but not smoke lounges. And I notice a lot of people, when they drink, they want to start a fight, but if you smoke, you just want food and something funny to laugh at. Now, I am a lightweight when it comes to alcohol because I just don't drink it very much. And smoking and drinking alcohol together isn't the healthiest decision. So if I got to pick one or the other, it's usually the cannabis that'll win out because it makes me feel much better, calmer. And if I have a sativa, it gets me alert. Sometimes it energizes me, so I'm able to get stuff done around the house and feel really productive and good about myself. And if I can't sleep, a nice indica helps me calm down, and it helps slow down some of my anxiety. But it's not for everyone. Some people will get more paranoid when they take it, and other people will do better with it. You just got to be careful. What YouTube channels do I recommend? Um, I love How It Should Have Ended, spelled Hish, he, or Hishi, as I pronounce it. They're really funny if you love to bash on bad movie endings. I also recommend Jenna Marbles if you want to laugh, because she's hilarious. Um, and I just watch a lot of cute animal videos lately and spider care videos. If you ever want to overcome your fear of spiders, look up Lucas the Spider. It's a really cute animated cartoon, and the next step after liking that cartoon is to get yourself a real pet jumping spider to have, because they don't bite, they don't make noise, they don't leave huge messes, and they're genuinely intelligent, and they like watching whatever their caretaker is doing. Um, I see now there's 7 of you. If you guys want to discuss anything specific or ask me. Oh, what happened to the murder wasp scare? Obviously, people didn't take it seriously enough, so the government scrapped that idea. And now they're talking about a resurgence of COVID. They didn't say that about the riots and the protesters and say that their things were a threat. And they also acted like the Trump rallies would be a health threat. So there's real hypocrisy there. So, hello. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Mishra? Racism cured COVID. Yeah, I guess in a way you could say that. I still think it's hilarious that they confirmed the presence of UFOs, but that didn't stay in the news very long. I barely saw a few posts about it. Another funny theory I heard is that the Mayan calendar was 8 years behind because of missed events or whatever. So we're actually in the year 2012. So that would explain. And I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I feel like this is the worst year too, because I think there's more violence than ever, more hate and racism on every side than ever. But my consolation is that the silent majority is not racist, but they are silent about it. So I just try not to take the news all that seriously now. So. Oh, Mishra retracted their message? Okay. Right, low tech? I mean, the whole make the run on Area 51 was hilarious. Hmm. Yeah. David Icke? Or Ike? I don't know how to pronounce that. No, I have not heard of him. Now I have 8 viewers. That's awesome. Why don't you guys say hello? Ask me any questions you would like to ask. Stupid flies. He believes we live in a matrix and the controllers are lizard people. That's funny. What's behind that fence? Our neighbors. They got a really strong fence, but my dad likes to pile stuff against it. Yeah. Controllers are lizard people. That's funny. Can we chat with the neighbors? I don't know if anyone else is outside, honestly. It's been really quiet. Like, I'm not even hearing any raking going on. And I know some leaves are falling. So is there anything you guys want to talk about specifically? What will I do if I got one wish that would come true for sure? I would wish that everyone who has ever been a victim of any abuse would be free of it and able to move on and be happy while having their abusers face appropriate punishment for once. I'm just honestly sick and tired of all the innocent people getting hurt. It was nice chatting with you too, Emmanuel. I might make this a regular thing if enough of you want to tune in, but I'll just see how it goes. There's something over the fence. I don't really hear anyone else. Oh, thank you, JJ. Since I was a victim as a child, I have a strong heart for other people that were victims, and I don't wish that kind of trauma on anyone. Anyone innocent, that is. Can I climb that tree? No. I'm too weak. Even when I was healthier, it would have still been difficult. That is a funny music line, Gloin. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. A song I really like is Wow by Post Malone. That song has a lot of great bass to it. And the lyrics are fun. What do you guys do for fun? What are your hobbies? Mine are just sitting out here enjoying the weather and the birds and then taking care of my baby spiders that I'm looking to sell in a while. Oh, thank you, Lotec. I love it. It provides great shade, and when the almond blossoms are in bloom, it's so pretty. And when the petals fall down, it's like a bunch of thick snowflakes falling down. It feels magical, especially when there's a little breeze and the flowers are floating down gracefully. It's hard not to feel relaxed. I hear a bunch of doves. Home improvement projects, that's always fun. Well, my dad is making progress. He has finally admitted that his hoarding is not a good thing. And he is slowly working on it. It's just hard when he works 40-hour work weeks. And he goes to work at 4 a.m. and he comes home at 5. So he's gone a lot. But on the weekends, he does make some progress back here. It's just not obvious. Am I in Arizona? No, I'm in Crapafornia, as I like to call it. It's California, but not that great. Football, cooking, that's fun. Those are good things to enjoy. I enjoy watching my husband cook. He is great at it. And I also love trying new gluten-free recipes because of my celiac disease. Oh, you used to live in Cali? That's cool. Where did you move to, and is it better? One way I got over um my fear of spiders is just slow immersion. So if you slowly immerse yourself in group settings, JJ, you should get more adjusted to it. You live in Oregon now. That does sound better. I imagine the weather is a lot nicer there. And I can also imagine that there's fewer stupid rules, right? Because in here, in the wonderful welfare state of Crapafordia, we're not even allowed to collect rainwater on our property without getting a fine. It's absolutely ridiculous. What parts of Oregon do you like better than here? Like, my husband and I are seriously looking to move out of state in a few years. And we're doing some research on other states that are better. If I can live with the rain, it's all good. My husband loves the rain, so he would be super happy. I guess I could get used to it too. It just would take a little time. What did I used to do in my childhood and school days? I was homeschooled from 2nd grade until I finished 8th grade, and then 9th grade was my first year in a public school, so I would do my homeschooling curriculum and then watch TV as a reward. And then I would play outside on my swing set, but that's been gone for a long time now. And I also loved catching butterfly moths. I always thought those were cute. You should Google them. They're cute little moths that look like butterflies, but they're out in the daytime. Falling downstairs. Yeah, that would not be fun either. Less stupid people there. That would be nicer. I'm definitely looking forward to moving to an isolated patch of land where I don't have to deal with the dumbness of other people on a regular basis. You're moving to Texas. Oh, that should be cool. But I bet the hot weather won't be very fun. I just heard more doves out here. So what have you guys been doing to keep yourselves busy with the COVID, the stupid COVID scare and all that? I know how I've been keeping my sanity, and I just want to know what ways you guys keep yours. That is one loud dove. Well, I see there are still 6 of you, but I'm only getting interaction with 3 of you. Working from home sucks. I can imagine you're getting stir crazy. Lots of movies are fun. I've never seen Hearts and Souls, but I'll have to look that up. I've just been in a real mood to binge Harry Potter, but with Matt's new work schedule, it's kind of hard to binge it with him when he's only awake for about 6 hours with me and then he's off to work. Hello, David. Nice to meet you from Texas. Hello, Aditya. From India. That's quite a distance. It's noon here. So I'm wondering, what time is it where you guys are? I'm just curious of how much of a time difference there is. Two? Okay, so that's not too much of a distance. What's the weather like in Texas? Oh, 12:33 a.m. So you're up late. Yeah. Midnight is pretty late. Ever since I've been waking up closer to 8 or 9, I've been getting tired for sleep around 10 or 11. So that's been different. 2 inches of rain. Wow. That's a lot of rain. I bet the ground must be soaked everywhere. Yeah, Lotic, I also wonder how would social distancing go in India. In my city, there's not quite 150,000 people. And it is not very crowded on the roads because a lot of people are still paranoid about COVID. So the air is a little better than usual, but still not great. Well, thank you, Aditya. That is very sweet of you to say. I've been trying to eat healthier. I've been trying to get my sleep cycle on a better time. And I've been also trying to just take better care of my health. And I'm glad to say that it is showing. I don't look quite as pale and thin in the face as I used to. Oh, Asia and India have managed it very well with implementing the distancing. Well, that's good. You guys should watch the movie Contagion with Gwyneth Paltrow if you haven't seen it yet. It's very similar to what's going on right now, and it's pretty crazy. It all started with some crazy person in China that had to eat a bat, and then the world falls apart. So it's eerily similar. And there's even a video on YouTube about an immunologist or a CDC doctor watching the movie Contagion and critiquing it. And he said for the most part the movie was accurate. So you should definitely watch it. My thoughts on historic statues being removed. I think it's a bad thing. I think removing statues is, in a way, erasing history. And the erasure of history is why it's repeating itself and why we keep going through so much crap. It's because nobody is willing to just put their feelings aside, use your head, but instead they think with their heart, and the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? It's a direct quote from the Bible. I believe it's in Jeremiah. And the point is, when you trust your heart over reason and fact, history will get forgotten and the past will repeat. because we're too stupid to learn from the past to avoid making the same mistakes over again. Yeah, exactly, JJ. It's like in The Lord of the Rings. History became legend. Legend became myth. And myth was forgotten. So, stuff repeated itself. And it honestly pisses me off when people get more upset over a statue or a food label being purportedly racist when the direct descendants of that person are saying they're ashamed that the legacy is being forgotten. When you get upset over that, but not the fact that we have people in Hollywood and government raping children, you're pretty stupid, and I don't feel any pity for those people. What else? I could share some home remedies with you guys if you want any. Like, for example, if you've got a bad headache and you're not sure if it's from dehydration or stress, the best combo I've found, honestly, is that if you mix Gatorade with frozen vodka, not actual frozen slushy vodka, but vodka stored in a freezer, mix it in with the Gatorade, and it'll fix just about any headache. At least in my experience, it has.
I'm gonna go run errands. I'll be back in a few hours.
Alright, Mom. Love you. I am not affected by the wildfires, thank God. I'm in the center of California, and those fires are a couple hours away from me. So it doesn't really affect me here except for the air quality. It gets really bad. Hard liquor. Yeah, it does help with most headaches, but not all of them. Sometimes cannabis is better for treating it. Hello. Is it okay if I just call you Pasha? Because I'm not sure how to pronounce your first name and I don't want to insult you. Oh, I hear the hummingbird out here again. I keep a couple hummingbird feeders stocked at all times, and they can get pretty noisy with their territorial chirping. And I just realized my phone is at 15% battery, so I might not be able to chat a whole lot longer. Unless you guys want me to show you my spiders. They're right by an outlet. Where am I from? I'm from Central California. Yeah. Well, for entertainment value, I would love it if we could get Bernie as Biden's VP, because that would be a real shit show, and it would be hilarious. But I'm certain Trump will get reelected, and so I take some comfort in that. The spiders? Okay, I will bring this inside. But first, I'm gonna have to medicate a little bit, because my pain is coming back, so enjoy the view of the sky while I keep talking. But as you can see, I get a lot of nice shade here. And it's very peaceful. The only problem is the mosquitoes. They've become really bold lately. And I already am starting to feel better. Now I will show the spiders. But I gotta put my medication stuff away. Have any of you guys watched Rick and Morty? because I would love to talk about that right now. Make sure that's put away. And I forgot my water. So I'm happy there's 9 of you here. That I haven't had a group this large watch me in a while. So why don't all of you just tell me about your day, your experience with what's going on, what you enjoy, while I make my way back over to the spooters and plug my phone into the charger. Alright. Feels good to be back inside where there are no bugs. Okay. Now I shall show you the spooters. I gotta plug my phone in. Alright. So I've already showed them once earlier, but since some of you are new here since, this is my Colonus hesperus female named Rosie. She is a jumping spider that I found on the rose bushes outside of my house. She is very social, very friendly, and she is very tiny, as you can see, compared to my finger. And when she wants to be held, she makes her way up to the top and she waits for me. But usually she'll settle some point around here just to make sure she sees me. And then when I lift that lid, she'll climb up and right onto my hand. And since she is moving her way up, maybe she does want to be held right now. But while I wait,
incoming message, master.
While I wait for her to make it to the top, let me show you the newest and teeniest of the babies that I found. I found this itty bitty one outside, I think. Well, technically I found it on my kitchen countertop, or not kitchen, the bathroom countertop. And it must have hitched a ride on my clothes from outside. And then when I leaned over the sink to wash my hands, it jumped down. But I fed this little bitty baby yesterday. It ate a whole fruit fly. And there's a second one in there for when it's ready for round 2. But I'm thinking this might be another Colonus hesperus, just like my Rosie, because the coloring is very similar. And I feed them fruit flies, and when they're big enough, I will feed them crickets. But I have to take care to damage the mouth parts of the crickets first, or they will injure the spider if they get the right hold on them. Now there's a little Metacerba tineola and this pretty one, but he is very good at blending in with the surroundings, so I don't always know where he is. So when I want him to be visible, I do this, and then usually he'll climb up to the top of one of the flowers where I can see him. And it was pretty funny when I was laboring over these containers to separate the babies into once they're older. These two were both watching me. Like they found my movements very fascinating. Where did Rosie go up to now? Oh, she's on the other side of the wall. I think she's very pretty. I especially love that she's got striped legs and little black toes. Now here she comes. She sees the phone. The less you and the happier you are. I would say that can be very true. Life is often better when we keep it simple. But it's popular nowadays to equate happiness with having a large number of toys or possessions. When really, I find a great deal of happiness just caring for these little creatures. And these are the teeny tiny babies that my late regal jumping spider Muffin gave me right before she died. There's at least 70 in there, and in a week or two, I gotta separate the babies. And that's gonna be difficult, like herding cats. Other collection. I don't really have any other collections of anything. Just spiders. Because they're actually quite friendly and easy to handle. You just gotta be patient. Oh, here's Norbert. This little guy, who my phone won't focus on for some reason, was found right in the house. I guess that's the best view I'm going to get of him right now. He was over on that banana hook, just looking at me. So I figured I might as well give him a secure home where I know he won't get stepped on or squished or starve. And he's being very social right now. I wish I could get a better view of him, but it's tricky because he's quick. And he doesn't like being still. They are easy to handle. A common misconception is that you'll lose them, but you'll only lose your jumping spiders if you stop looking at them. When handling jumping spiders, you shouldn't multitask. You should focus on just the jumper alone. That way, you won't ever lose them, because you'll constantly be aware of where they're going and what they're doing. Hi, Norbert. Oh, there he is. But he's just an itty bitty guy too. But they're very friendly and they do jump. And it's pretty funny. One of the things they love to do is just get in my hand and then jump from one finger to another. It's pretty sweet. And it's also fun to challenge them and see how far they're willing to jump. Oh, duster, yeah. It's pretty common for people to just kill any spider they see in the house. And honestly, these little guys are great at hunting pests. They're great at hunting flies, and the bigger ones will eat little roaches. And they're active hunters too, so they don't leave a huge messy web everywhere. They'll typically have a safety line attached to them at all times in case they fall, and you will have a line trail of wherever they went, but they typically only pick one spot to make a nest, and they will live in that nest and sleep in it at night. And so they're very clean, very easy to handle, and they're just very fun. They're great little roommates. Let me see. Thank you. I made these with the help of my dad. Well, I did this one all on my own. I just got a water bottle, fake flowers, and I made cutouts and I covered it with bug netting so that way they can get a constant supply of fresh air, and it's also an easy place to add a little spritz of water for them to drink every day and also maintain proper humidity in the container. And my dad helped me with this one. He had the idea of taking an old potato salad container, cutting the rim off, attaching it to the bottle, and that way this lid comes off. And I cut out the center of the lid, and he helped me cover that hole with more bug netting. That way, if I set little Norbert on the side, oh, there you are. He can get fresh air from that direction, and also some air in this one. And he often loves to come out, but sometimes he doesn't. And I usually leave it up to them, because if you have to pursue them to get them to let you hold them, then that means that they just would rather not be held right now. So it's best to leave them alone. And yes, Aditya, they do eat flies and mosquitoes and all kinds of other pests. We have had a bad fly problem because we live near a farm, but we do not have a farm. So whenever I find cellar spiders in the house, I leave them alone. They're the ones that have the overly long legs and the tiny little bodies, and they're usually found in corners of your house or in sheds or other areas where there is not a lot of movement. And they're totally harmless. So the more I learn about these spiders, the more comfortable I feel around them, and the more fascinating. Oh, Misha, why do you keep saying sorry? Oh, hello, Lamita. I'm glad that you found me. I don't know if you will watch the entirety of this live stream, which is over 2 hours now, but as you can see, I love spiders. They're fun little friends to me. This little guy is very friendly, very smart. Sometimes when I tell him to jump, he will jump. And it feels really amazing to know that I've earned the trust of such a little creature. Sometimes he will come to my finger, and other times he decides he'd rather just watch what I'm doing. But I always leave it up to him. He's over here. And when he does choose to hang out with me, it's even more special. Oh, there you come. Getting closer to me. Oh, that's a good view of his little gray palps. When I see that face, it reminds me of a little old mountain man with whiskers. Am I the only one that thinks that? Or am I just crazy? Hi. You want to come out, Norbert? I'm sorry, this thing is having trouble focusing. Right, lion tamer? That's how I treat them. Okay, you live in this corner. This is your name. This is where you live, and I'll feed you on occasion. See, there you go. You're coming closer to me. Come on. Let me set that down gently. You can't reach? Okay. Come on, Norbert. Get on my finger. Come on. I know you see. He may not want to come out, and if he doesn't, that's fine. Although if I tip this upward, he will more than likely resume going up to the top. There you are. So what do you guys think of Norbert and little Rosie? I can't see her at the moment, so she must be on the other side of something. Oh, she's on the netting. Right there. Where's Norbert? There you are. Oh. So what do you guys think? Is this entertaining or do I just look like a kook? Oh, that's a good view. Little Norbert. Don't you want to go to the tippy top? You usually do. Oh. He seems to really like the camera. So whenever I have it near, he seems to really pay attention to that. Norbert. I thought you wanted to go up on the top. Alright. Well, if enough of you want me to keep streaming, please comment in the live chat. If I don't get at least 5 likes or 5 comments within the next 20 minutes or less, I will be ending the live stream because I am tired. But I just thought it would be fun to show you guys that I'm over my arachnophobia and that these little guys are not that scary. They're actually pretty cute. Come on, Norbert. I see you. I see you. Oh! He fell. Aw. Poor little buddy. Let me rotate that for you. Norbert. Come here. If he wants to, he will come out. If he doesn't, then that's cool too. Come on, you can jump right onto my finger without problem. You're just a goof. It's kind of fun just watching him crawl to the top all over again just because that's his goal. Get to the top. And if he gets out, maybe he'll let me hold him. Oh, he's trying. I know it'll work. There. That's probably the clearest image I've gotten in a while. Did I see you fall, Norbert? I think he just fell. Is there something to eat for me or for the spiders? Oh, I see you now. You're right there. Little sneak. Come on, phone, focus on him. There we go. Oh, come on, let me get this shot. Stinking focus doesn't really work that well. Oh yeah, we got gluten-free cheddar cheese crackers. We've got an empty green tea, an empty Bud Light, some popcorn, oranges and peanuts, and sprinkles. My life is a organized chaos. Hello, Danny. I assume you're from Australia? Where'd you go, Norbert? There you are. Oh, there's that little face. Ultimus Flores? I've never heard of that. I'll have to check that out later. Half Spanish, half Irish. That's a cool combo, honestly. I found out that I am mostly European with a lot of Danish and Finnish, possibly Swedish, and then some of me is Jewish, and then I'm 6.9% African and 9.9% Nigerian. I'm also 8% Italian, not mostly Italian like I thought. Well, it was nice chatting with you, Aditya. Have a good sleep. But you live in Spain now. Well, that's cool, Danny. But anyways, I did the MyHeritage DNA test, and it was pretty interesting to see all of my ethnic backgrounds, and I had no idea I was Jewish, and I had no idea that I was part African or Nigerian, and I'm also possibly Libyan or Egyptian, and partly Russian too. I don't remember the percentages exactly. I'd have to exit the app to pull up the screenshot I took, but it was pretty crazy to me to find out that I had so many different ethnic backgrounds. I had ancestors that worked in the Underground Railroad helping to free the slaves to get up north. So I'm thinking that was probably how I got the small percentage of African, because otherwise I'm very pale with blonde hair, so it's just interesting. Thank you, Mishra. The funny thing is, people say that my mom and I have the same voice when we're on the phone. And it feels really weird to hear that. um, I can't exit out the app and play any music right now without it affecting the live stream. So I would have to do that later. Let me show you more about the baby spiders. I'm still waiting on Norbert to get smart enough to climb so I can hold him. And that should definitely hold his weight because he is so little. But these are the little babies. They are very young. Only about a month and a half since they were laid as eggs. So they are very recent, and it's just really difficult to focus. Okay, there we go. I just got to get really up close, I guess. But all of those are little baby spiders. And I'm going to be giving them to people because there's no way I can keep this many spiders for myself. But I'm definitely going to keep at least 2 of them just to remember Muffin. And it's just fun watching them run around and hunt and eat. Sometimes the fruit flies are bigger than the babies, but they still hunt. And it's just amusing seeing a tiny little baby snacking on a piece of food that's as big as itself. I mean, this teeny guy that oh, there you go. This little one ate a fruit fly that was as big as itself yesterday. And it took this little one 3 hours to finish the meal because it's so little. And I would try to get a closer up view of it, but it's just having trouble focusing. Hello, Rusty. Okay, so there's the little one. I wish I could get better view of it without it affecting the clarity. Okay, maybe that works. There we go. See how small it is, you guys? If I hadn't been working with baby spiders as much as I have, I probably wouldn't have noticed this tiny one. And there's the fruit fly. Maybe it will hunt. I don't know. That belly still looks pretty full. Its belly was teeny tiny when I found it. It would be so cool if I got it hunting on video. I just enjoy it. It's peaceful for me. Let me set you back down and show you more of these. If there's anything you guys would like to chat about, please type in the chat window. Otherwise, I'm going to be ending the stream in a bit because I'm tired and it's been a long morning, even though I've only been up for 3 hours. Well, actually 4 hours. Seems like time is a blur ever since the COVID thing started. Oh, there we go. Come on. Yeah, this phone does not want to focus on this right now. But, there we go. That's a good view. As you can see, some of these babies look bigger than others. So I can tell which ones have eaten more flies than the others. And it's pretty adorable. My phone keeps telling me low battery even though I'm plugged into the charger. Oh, I'm at 6%. I guess this charger is not so good. So it looks like I will be ending this stream. But it was very fun talking with you guys, and I'll have to make this a more regular thing. And if you have any uplifting or funny or cute videos you would like me to watch, feel free to send them to me through YouTube, and I will watch them. But I hope the rest of you have a good day, and I will talk to you guys later.